Hello and welcome to the Johanna and Joe edition of the Agents at Helm at the Movies. And it's the Joe and Johanna show because it's just Joe and Johanna today. Johanna, say hello to the people.
Let's review some movies. Wow, that really sucked. Let's work with it. No shame.
Let's work with it. No shame.
Yes.
All right, let's work with it. Let's do it.
All right, can we go back? Because that was really... I'm sorry.
All right, let's start from the beginning.
Okay. All right.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Agents of Helm at the Movies. This week is the Joe and Johanna edition, or for short, Joe and Joe edition of the Agents of Helm at the Movies, because today it's just the two of us, right, Johanna?
Sure enough.
Sure enough. You been watching Last Dragon again?
I've been writing my Last Dragon fan fiction. The origin story of Shonuff. The
Now, you heard that, people. I mean, I know everybody's excited right now, Johanna, after they heard that. Is this going to be out in hardcover or paperback?
This is going to be a pile of pages.
Or on Google Docs. Which one?
It'll be a Google Doc. And it'll be shared with like 3 people. And no more.
3 to 300,000 people. Don't worry about it. It's going to be the next 50 Shades of Grey without the sex.
Hell no.
Right. Anyway, this weekend, Johanna and I got to see Inside Out, not together but separately with our children, or with our kids, right?
Yes.
And you also got to see Dope.
I sure did. It's the first time in I don't know, 3 or 4 years that I've actually gone to see 2 movies in a theater in one weekend. So that was exciting. The first movie I saw was Dope, which it's a really interesting film. It's produced by Pharrell's production company called I Am Other. And I don't think he directed it, but it very much has a Pharrell flavor. The story is about this nerdy kid who's applying to Harvard, who lives in an area of Inglewood, California called the Bottoms, which lots of crime, lots of shooting, lots of drug dealing. He's trying to get out of that neighborhood. His whole thing with his friends is that they're into the 90s and 90s fashions, 90s music. So he has a really nice flat top, and he wears all sorts of he wears really heavy gold chains, and he listens to all sorts of... Yeah?
I'm gonna stop you. No, I was just saying you saw Dope this weekend. I want to do that after we do Inside Out.
Damn it! I thought we were doing Dope before so we could go in depth on Inside Out.
You want to do it that way?
That's what seemed to make sense to me, because we're not gonna spend that much time on Dope, right?
No, I guess not.
It's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to you. I just thought it made sense because it's such a very short review, and then
Okay.
we moved.
All right, so let's do this. So before we, all right, so where we leave off, Johanna saw Dope this weekend. Okay, so Johanna, before we get into our in-depth discussion about Inside Out, because it needs in-depth discussion, why don't you give us a quick review of Dope? First off, did you like it?
I actually really did like it. I found it entertaining. I think I liked it better than the person I went with. Shout out to Chelsea.
Chelsea doesn't like anything.
Oh shit!
She likes Dumb and Dumber over Interstellar. I'm not taking her word for this, but please go ahead.
I found it to be extremely entertaining. It's about a nerdy kid trying to get out of a really, really, really bad neighborhood, capital B, capital N, and then being caught up in the world of drugs anyway, but not in a sad way, in a really funny way. When I left, because Chelsea was it was good for what it was. I said, you know what, South Central LA like deserved its own version of the Canterbury Tales. The Canterbury Tales being like, it's the story of this guy, you know, traveling around and meeting all of these different people and having like these hilarious adventures. That's what the Canterbury Tales is.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really fun, and to me pretty unique to see that with like an all African American cast set in Inglewood. Like, it was wonderful. I think that's what I got out of it. It was like this sense of like he's going on a journey, and he gets wrapped up in this world, and you know, he gets introduced to the School of Hard Knocks, and Zoe Kravitz is in it, which is really like one of the reasons I wanted to see the film, because Zoe Kravitz is pretty. Yeah, like I think it's entertaining. My one like issue with it is that they use the N-word every other word, and I'm not sure it was necessary. The authentic feel. No, like it's distracting. It can be a little jarring. My husband was like, "Should I go see this?" I said they use the N-word like every other word, and he's like, "No, I'm good." He's like, "That's too upsetting."
So Johanna, what years does this story take place? Is it present time, or is it?
See, that was the confusing part about the trailer. Is in the trailer he's got like a flat top and all these gold chains, and he's got like the jeans, like the jeans that are like faded funny, and the high tops. But it's set in it's set now. It's set in like 2015. He's just a kid. He and his dorky ass friends are into the 90s. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being into the 90s. I mean,
no, there's absolutely nothing.
Great time. So you said the movie takes place in South Central, right?
I think it's Inglewood in California.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that's South Central, but it's a really bad neighborhood. Lots of shootings, lots of drugs, and it's definitely kind of a disturbing world that he's kind of like, you know, working through. But the movie is really, really funny. Really funny. I found it to be.
Is it more comedy than drama, or equal parts?
By far.
So is it more like Friday or Boys in the Hood?
It's in the middle.
It's in the middle?
It's in the middle. Yeah. It's in the middle. I mean, I haven't seen either of those films.
Oh my God.
But I understand Friday to be a comedy and Boys in the Hood to be like a more serious.
You know what? There's somebody who's going to listen to this that's going to want to throw something at you. Because you haven't seen
Hi, Malik.
Boys in the Hood or Friday. I mean, there's something missing here. And you know what, guys? You know what, audience? I'm giving her an assignment. She needs to see both of those films.
Okay.
All right. See both of those films. Now you've been tagged with 2 more films, and I think your husband's going to enjoy both of them. If he had, I'm sure he's seen them.
He's definitely seen them.
Yeah, I'm sure he has.
He definitely like that genre of movie about you know, living in the hood, quote unquote, or whatever. Like, he's really into those kinds of movies. So
I'm gonna assume you haven't seen Menace to Society either.
No.
No.
Apparently, it's not my genre.
But yeah, you were fiending to see Dope.
I was. This is the mystery trailer we were talking about. I watched before Age of Ultron that I couldn't figure out. So I was really excited for the film. I like the aspect of, you know, he's a nerd and he, you know, growing up in the hood, because I was a nerd growing up in the hood when I was his age and before. So that really caught my attention. The dialogue is really, really great. It's just I thought it was clever. I thought it was funny. I thought it was entertaining. I thought it had Zoe Kravitz in it, and that, you know, made up for like 30% of how good it was.
So is she is she a major character in the movie?
Yeah.
You don't sound too sure.
Like, she has maybe like, I don't know, 7 or 8 scenes, but she's like the love interest of both the drug dealer character and the nerdy character.
See, it's hard out there for a geek, man.
I'm not spoiling anything, but
he gets the girl. I'm gonna be shocked if he gets the girl.
He does.
Don't tell us.
Anyway, so yeah, like she's in enough of it. Her character's very interesting. But yeah, no, I would like if you were like me and Chelsea, who had like just an afternoon off where we had been doing work, not at work, like we had the day off. We had been doing like our own creative projects, and like we're like, hey, want to watch something? Oh yeah, Dope is out. Like yeah, like it's a great way to spend an afternoon. Should it be an event like the next movie that we're going to talk about, Inside Out? I don't think so. I think that if you don't have that free afternoon off, like, you know, wait for it to come out like on one of those digital things or on, you know, Amazon Prime. Definitely rentable, buyable, but not, you know.
Really? So you wouldn't say definitely see this movie in the theater?
No, because the thing is, it's like, for me at this point in my life, and maybe Joe, you feel the same at this point, it's like, when it comes to certain cinematography and stuff, like what is going to have the most effect on a big screen? Obviously, a movie like Inside Out is going to have more of an effect. Avengers, but like Dope, I feel like that's the kind of movie that you can see at home. And you're going to get, unless, like I said, you have a free afternoon like we did, where it's kind of like, or like a Saturday, like you're trying to figure out, hey, like I dumped the kids off with grandma, and, you know, like it's like 3 in the afternoon or something. Like, what are we going to see? Like, we just had brunch. What are we going to see? Let's go see, like, like, it is a great after brunch movie. Like mid-afternoon, like just chilling kind of movie. But like, oh, like it's Thursday night, I want to go to the premiere. The premiere night? No, not really.
Okay. So obviously this movie has no special effects, anything like that. Nothing that will garner a big screen, and you feel just as comfortable watching it at home as you would in a movie theater.
Exactly. No. Like no.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, the dramas and the comedies there's no loss.
I mean,
seeing it at home.
There are some that like don't have effects, but are like kind of that Avengers like event, right?
Right.
That, I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, like I went to see 50 Shades of Grey, and that's a movie I probably could have seen at home if I wanted to torment myself.
Well, that's a movie you could wait for it to come on Fox and just take breaks in between commercials.
But I mean, it's true, but it was like an event movie, you know? Yeah. It was like, so that's the difference to me. Now, this is something that if you're not, like, it's not after brunch or after something like that, you sit at home, you make some popcorn, and you watch it. Like, that's the kind of movie it is.
Okay. All right, so overall, you love the movie, but you don't necessarily need to run out to the theater to see it. Wait for it on DVD, Blu-ray.
Wait for it on DVD or rent it off Amazon. Yeah, anything like that.
Okay. All right, guys, you heard it from Johanna. Rent it on DVD or wait for it to come on Amazon, Netflix, Apple TV, whatever your choice is. Wait for it to be available on digital media.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so moving on to the main event, the headliner of this show, Inside Out.
Woohoo!
Inside Out, Inside Out.
Maybe they shouldn't let us do like our own show.
We're making our own sound effects. Anyway, so Inside Out came out this weekend. I believe it did monstrous numbers, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up now as we speak.
I don't even have to pull it up. I'm sure it was like the event of the season.
What did it do? Man, I'm not usually on IMDb. They have that stuff right here. So let me see. I'll cut all this out. Let's see.
I'm gonna try to look it up too. It broke the record for opening weekend for an original film. So. That's something worth noting. That's crazy that it broke, like, the record.
What, it broke the record?
It broke the record for opening weekend for an original film.
For an original film?
Yeah. Unfortunately, now that's not saying a lot. But it's saying something. 100.
When you say an original film, you mean something that's not
a sequel like Jurassic World. Yeah. 90.44 million. Oh wait, over its debut frame, so 90 million. Yeah. Jurassic World.
90 million. And how many did
Jurassic World? 106.
But not this weekend. That's what it's made total, or just this past weekend?
Just this past weekend.
No.
Yes.
I mean, at the end of the, really made 106. When did Jurassic World come out? Came out last weekend, didn't it?
Yeah.
So how could it have made 106 this weekend?
I mean, it's making.
I think it went to.
Jurassic World topped the box office in its second weekend, earning 106.6 million.
Jesus Christ! How much did it make last weekend?
I have no idea.
Why can't I get? What happened to the box office numbers? Before, I used to just go to a website and see all the the number of weeks it's been out and stuff.
Yeah, this is a Forbes article.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to see the Forbes article.
Yeah, it beat Avatar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I am so the Little Red Man. So much.
Wow, yeah, it did gross 102 million. Wow. All right, so let's go back now. All right, so this past weekend, Inside Out grossed over 90 million, but it was still beat out by Jurassic World at 102 million in its second week.
It's a juggernaut.
Man, that Chris Pratt is just steamrolling everybody with this Jurassic World now. And McKenna, who's not here tonight, didn't even like the movie. But anyway, we're not talking about Jurassic World. That's another day. Inside Out, although it had a great opening weekend at 91 million, it still fell in second place to Jurassic World. But anyway, let's talk about some Inside Out. Inside Out, as my daughter put it, was sad. That's exactly what she said to me. It was sad, Daddy. I said, well, it's about the emotions in her head. It's just like, and for you guys alive in the 90s, like Johanna, it was kind of, Inside Out was like an animated version of the old Fox TV show, Herman's Head, where they show like the different emotions running around in Herman's mind. And that's what we have in Inside Out. Except they're running around in the mind of a child, and that child's name is
Riley.
Riley. Yeah. And so, Johanna, why don't you tell us the emotions that are running around in her head?
So, she's got Joy, which is Amy Poehler, who's she is the leader of the pack, always trying to make sure Riley is happy. Then we have Disgust, which is the voice is she's voiced by Mindy Kaling, so she's obviously hilarious. There's Sadness, which Joy is always trying to thwart, and there's Fear, who's just a skinny little dude, and then my personal favorite, Anger, who's just this red guy with the square head, who likes to press the overdrive button, and so those are the 4, 5.
Yeah, we had Disgust, Anger, Fear, Sadness, and Joy.
Yeah.
5 emotions running around in Riley's head.
In like a very cool sort of like conscious universe, like a brain universe. Like there's like different like lands for each thing she values. Like there's family land, honestly land, hockey land. And then like beyond that, you get really kind of trippy with like these huge rooms full of marbles of long-term memory and like the imagination land and the subconscious. It's really, I mean, it's definitely has adult appeal in that sense, while also having just great animation and colors, so that someone like my 3-year-old daughter also enjoyed it.
And so I guess the movie starts out with you see Riley born at Riley's a baby when the movie starts, and you see Amy Poehler, or her character Joy, is the only one in her head, right? For like all of like 2 minutes, and then comes, who is it? Sadness comes around.
Yeah, I think Sadness.
And Sadness is voiced by Office alum Phyllis Smith, who played Phyllis on The Office.
Oh, really? I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
I knew she sounded familiar.
Yeah. Her voice is very distinct. And then followed by Fear, which is played by Bill Hader from Saturday Night Live. And Anger, it was probably a lot of people's favorite, voiced by Lewis Black, right? Lewis Black, the comedian Lewis Black. Yeah. So Riley starts off as a baby. Then they show her growing through the years, kind of like a Up scenario, except it's not. They don't get really old. She just gets to what, like 10 or 12?
Yeah, I think she's 12, 11, 12 by the time
by the time the movie ends. But anyway, her parents decide to move from Minnesota, where Riley's playing hockey and she loves her friends. You know, the kind of thing. You know, kids get used to home, and then they move to San Francisco, the big city. And here she is not making any. She got to make new friends. Oh, they moved to some kind of dumpy house, right? When they had this big, beautiful house, they moved to a dumpy house. She's sad, or she wants to be sad, but Joy won't let her be sad. And Joy tries to take over her mind, or not really take over her mind. She tries to prevent sadness from affecting her mind.
Because
that's
like,
where the movie starts to take off.
Basically, there's like these marbles that make up Riley's memories, and some of them are short-term and long-term, like I said. And then there are core memories. So what ends up happening is they're these lovely yellow color, and Sadness, like she says, I can't help it, and she starts touching the core memories and turning them blue, and Joy gets really upset, and the conflict basically comes like all the core memories like spill out, and what we're left is like with an extremely depressed child who eventually does not have joy or sadness because they're on their adventure.
Yes, they're on their adventure, so her emotions are being run by disgust, fear, and anger. So you can imagine the kind of stuff this girl's getting into with just those 3 emotions. And anger, again, Lewis Black was hilarious as Anger. You know what I mean? The fiery top and pushing. You know, I'm going to tell you what. You know what? You know what was funny? The scene where the wife is trying, or the mother's trying to talk to Riley, and the mother's voiced by Diane Lane, is trying to talk to Riley, and Riley kind of snaps at her, and then she looks to the husband, and then they go inside the husband's brain, and he's like thinking of hockey, and he's thinking of everything else except what's actually going on.
Is she looking at me? What did I do? And then you see into the mom head, and it's all ladies with glasses, and like at one point they put up like an image of a Brazilian pilot that says, "Come with me."
Yes. So nobody's safe from the emotions in this film. I mean, they go through. By the time you get to the end of the movie, they've gone through like a bunch of different characters and what's going on inside their brains, which was pretty funny. But clearly, the focus is on the majority of the movie's focus is on Amy Poehler and Joy character, as well as Phyllis Smith playing Sadness. And Joy and Sadness are the two main characters, as well as Bing Bong, right?
Bing Bong!
Bing Bong, the cotton candy elephant snake
Who cries candy?
imaginary friend, whatever.
Yeah.
Don't want to ruin too much of the movie for you guys because I'm sure everyone's going to go see this with their kids. But it's just Riley's imaginary friend who gets not pushed out of her mind, but
goes in her inner
deep. Yeah, inner. Yeah.
Near
It's not at the forefront of her mind anymore. So, but it's not forgotten. It's still there. But Joy and Sadness run into him, and then he helps them on their adventure within Riley's mind.
I mean, Bing Bong is an example of just like such an amazingly animated character.
Yeah.
Because his body is made of cotton candy. He's got a face of an elephant, and then when he cries hard candy.
Yes.
And so I guess for me that's an example of like adult appeal, like older kid appeal, and then young kid appeal is I understood he was the imaginary friend, and there are all these other things attached to it, and an older kid will understand that. But even a younger kid like my daughter will enjoy it because there's an elephant made of cotton candy on screen crying candy. So it hits all the levels of kids and adults, which is there's not a lot of movies that do that. I know I didn't have, like, full disclosure, I didn't have any idea what Inside Out was. I knew that one of our guests talked about it on like a show we did on animation, but I didn't know anything about it. My husband was just like, he's like, it's raining, why don't you take the baby to a movie? The baby being my 3.5-year-old. And so, I was like, well, like, it's Pixar, she'll like it. Like, I had seen the posters. I'm like, I don't think, I'm going to go for her. I'm not really going to be that entertained. I'll kind of get through it like I did the Chuggington musical that we went to like a month ago. But when I came in, it was amazing. It had so much adult appeal, and she really liked it. She was standing up on her seat trying to, like, no, Viva, get down. But it really was it was, like, great. Like, it was so, like, adult appealish. I keep saying that. And at the end, because, again, my daughter's 3.5, she enjoyed Imagination Land, she enjoyed Bing Bong, she enjoyed all the colors, but she doesn't really, she gets the emotions, but she doesn't really, she doesn't understand the full intricacies of the story. So I was, like, on the verge of tears for half an hour. And I'm, like, trying to hold it back. Like, I'm just holding it back. I'm like, no, I can't. She doesn't know, like, why I'm crying. She's going to get upset. But it really, like, if I was alone, it would have filled my bucket of tears. And there's one thing I wanted to talk about with that, which is a trend that I'm seeing. I'm seeing it in my daughter's preschool class. I'm seeing it in, like, the shows that she watches, is, like, emotional intelligence. Like, being able to label your emotions and to, like, know what to do when they're a little out of control. Like, my daughter will label my emotions. She'll be like, Mommy, you're frustrated. And I'm like, yep. Or, like, she'll say, Mommy, take a deep breath. Because, like, they taught her that at preschool. And also, like, there's a show called Daniel Tiger where he tells kids if they're angry to take a deep breath. Like, she's constantly labeling her emotions. I'm scared. I'm sad. Are you scared? Are you sad? And, like, I think it's really great. I think this movie is another example of that. Because really, all Riley needed to do is label her emotions and let herself be sad and upset. And then she feels better. So I think that's such a great message for kids. I think that's even a great message for my daughter, who didn't understand everything in the movie, but is learning to label her emotions in preschool. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, the movie boiled down to, like you said, you need to overcome sadness in order to reach joy, which the character Joy didn't really understand until the end when she started like looking through memories, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that was like the huge takeaway from the movie. Overcoming sadness is the easiest way to get back to joy. But I will say there's a huge bonus for this movie that I'm just going to put out there. Unlike other Disney or Disney Pixar films, or usually any animated film, there is no death of a loved one. Okay, I'm just gonna spoil it for you guys right now. There's no death of a loved one in this movie for the first time ever in these animated films. I think there's no parent gets killed, no brother gets killed, no sister gets killed, no dad gets killed. And I thought that part was just amazing.
And I thought there was going to be, because I guess I saw the trailer like right before we went. So I guess I did watch a little, but thought I'd be bored anyway. And like there's one part where they're all like in a heap crying, and I'm like, someone died. The mom is dead. Like that's what I assumed. Why she was so sad is someone had died. But I was wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is like the first time ever, outside of something like The Incredibles, which is more like a superhero movie, where a parent, brother, sibling of some kind, uncle, someone close to you isn't killed. I thought that was a good change of pace. Especially after seeing like Big Hero 6, where the brother gets killed. Spoiler alert for those who haven't seen it.
Thanks a lot.
Where the main character's success isn't coming out of like the death of a loved one. Kind of like Up, or something like that.
No, it was like that. Also gave the movie less of like a cheap shot, if that makes any sense. Like they could have been like, oh, her dad died and that's why she's sad. But no, it's like it's this very real thing that happens to almost all kids. You move, and also like it can feel like the end of the world, and that's okay, and you shouldn't be afraid to cry or be upset, which her mom told her not to cry or be upset. So that was part of the problem.
Instead of saying, usually they say, just let it out, let it out. Let it
go. Let it go.
That she was
Can't
like,
hold it back
don't
anymore.
Don't cry, keep it in. Yeah. And that's where everything went wrong.
Yeah, be the good girl she always has to be. Conceal, don't feel.
Conceal, don't
let them know. Now they know.
Now they know. So I guess the moral of the story is like cry and let it out. Just let it all out. And you'll feel better for it.
Daniel, I'm sorry, like Daniel Tiger, like I think all he like talks about on the show is emotions. So he has this, they do these very like, these catchy songs that get stuck in your head that are only like 5 words long. Like there's one episode where it's like, it's okay to be sad sometimes, little by little, you'll feel better again. See, it's even stuck in my head.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that out of my head. Talk about songs that get stuck in your head, Yana. That's the perfect transition. That the short before Inside Out. For those of you that's gonna go see it, normally in these movies, these animated films, there's always a short before the movie starts. And this Inside Out is no different. We're treated to a short called, is it Lava? It's just Lava?
Yeah, it's called Lava.
And there's a song in there that you're going to be trying to get out of your head the entire time you're watching Inside Out.
Oh, yeah.
It's about a volcano singing Looking for Love.
Lava, looking for lava.
Lava, oh yeah. A volcano looking for lava. And he's not really looking for lava, he's looking for love. Right?
Love is the lava.
Love is the lava.
The lava is the love.
Yeah. Whatever. Johanna loved it. I couldn't wait till it was over. That's short. it seemed like the longest short ever.
Oh,
Only because I wanted it to be over.
It was so cute. It's basically like it's a stout little fat volcano singing about how he's looking for love and how lonely he is. And then there is a very pretty volcano, if volcanoes can be pretty, underwater, and she hears his song, and she goes up, but he has given up, so he's down at the bottom of the ocean. I don't know how scientifically accurate that is, but it's love. Love conquers all, Joe. So the pretty
conquered my patience.
It conquered your well. So she comes up, and then she revives him again. He hears her song, and they come up, and they join together, and they become one mega volcano, which one day might destroy a continent or an island. But that's neither here nor there. We're talking about lava.
You always find a way to bring it back to death.
Always found it. I mean, come on, it's dangerous. And they have it makes a little heart. They make a little heart. The song is very catchy, and it's really cute, and it's just the cutest thing. Now, I agree with Joe that it's not remotely the best Pixar short in terms of entertainment value or cleverness or anything like that. For the Birds has to be one of my favorites. I can't remember others, but I know that's a big one for me, is For the Birds.
Yeah.
You didn't like For the Birds either?
No, I mean, I can't remember a lot of these shorts.
I love Pixar shorts. But this one was just cute, and the animation, as always, is superb. So, yeah.
All right. So before we head out, Johanna, Dope gets 5 stars, I guess, 5 out of 10.
I would say 6, 7.
7 out of 10.
Not theater worthy. No.
Not 7 out of 10 stars, but not theater worthy. And Inside Out, I think we both liked it. I'm gonna give it 8 out of 10 for Inside Out.
I'm gonna give it 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh.
And then we should definitely see that in the theater, right?
Yes, most absolutely. Go right now. Stop listening to the podcast. Just go. Go and take your kids too. Take your kids of all ages. They'll love it. All
right, so go see Inside Out. Wait for Dope on digital media. I think we're done.
Yeah.
All right, so that ends the Joe and Joe edition of Agents of Helm at the Movies.
Pew, pew, pew.
You guys have a good night, and again, enjoy the movies. Take care. Bye.
Bye, awesome tots.